fraction of the impression that he left on me and my sister. I wanted to have her up here today because I felt selfish. I felt selfish to be the only one to represent our dad with such introspection. I don't deserve that honor, but I think between the two of us, we can do him proud. I'm not sure how to give a eulogy, as I happily haven't had to give one before. As I understand it, I'm supposed to remind you all of how great my father was, how great Lauren's father was. If that's the case, then get ready. This is going to be a long haul. Don't worry, we can have intermissions every 90 minutes. My dad was many things throughout his short life, but most assuredly, a father first. He was a veteran of the United States Air National Guard, retiring as a Master Sergeant General in the 121st Air Refueling Wing. He was a devoted husband to my incredible mother, who always had a honey-do list for him that never seemed to shrink. He was an adventure buddy, my wonderful sister, dropping everything at a moment's notice to go biking, hiking, kayaking, or go on a motorcycle ride with her, always ending up at one of their lunch spots. He was a valued colleague who had terrible but endearing jokes at every turn. Responding to a coworker saying, "I'll be right back," with, "I'll be left center." When my mom would go to do errands, she would always say, "I'm just gonna go run some errands." And my father would plead with her, "Please, take the car." He was an avid cyclist who would brag that he could still beat any of those young bucks any day of the week. And he could. That being said, his biggest competition was always himself, as he would time him on his 30 in an effort to continuously whittle it down. And yes, his preferred routine was a 30-mile bike ride with a sub-hour and 15-minute time. A bit of an overachiever in my mind. He was a motorcycle enthusiast who probably spent more time looking for new bikes than riding the ones he had. He didn't care where he was going. He just wanted to go out there and ride. He didn't know what he wanted, but he so enjoyed ceaselessly looking for it. He was a rock star drummer who just wanted people to make music with. You see, the thing about drums is that to the layman, there's not much difference between making music and just making noise. I'm so happy that he eventually found a musical home with the band Seeker, and even happier to have had the chance to see him play at Eldorado's on High Street. I have always looked up to that man and strived to embody his spirit to love, his curiosity to learn, his eagerness to laugh. I'm so proud to be left-handed, just like him, and to have a stunning pair of ears, just like him. I have had one consistent aspiration through my development from a boy to an adolescent to a man. I wanted to be just like my dad. Not in a cliche way of I want to grow up like my dad, carry myself like he did. I wanted to interact with people how he did. I wanted to inspire the curiosity within people how he did. I was writing this in his chair, where he would post up nightly with a pair of headphones, some drumsticks, and a laptop. He would go on YouTube to watch his favorite drummers. I was hoping it would give me some inspiration. Sadly, I'm finding it impossibly difficult to put into words what my father meant to me, what he meant to my sister, what he meant to my mother. Anyone that spent much time with him will know what I mean when I say that he had a joyful energy about him. It was the way he looked at the world that made him special. Quirky is a word that comes to mind, but if I ever said that to him, I can hear him bringing up a conversation about quarks and other subatomic particles, thus proving his quirkiness. It's not just quirky though. He had a desire to learn, a desire to understand the world around him and in the universe that it's contained in. He had a passion for science and could discuss the most mundane object in a way that made it seem like an engineering marvel. We talked about space, black holes, and quasars, the fabric of gravity, and physical chemistry. We would debate which inventions throughout history were more critical to technological development. Who does that? My dad and I did, and for the record, the inclined plane was a favorite of his, since it led to the invention of the screw. He also loved talking about canals, aqueducts, and aquifers, and brought up more than once how awesome it was that the ancient Greeks figured out how to set cement underwater to create them. He taught my sister and me how to drive stick, but he didn't just show us how to push in the clutch and change the gears. He taught us how the transmission worked, how the clutch would disengage to allow for the change of gears, and to feel the engagement point as the assembly came back together. He wanted us to understand what was going on within the car we were operating. He taught me to be curious, to never stop learning. I remember being on a tandem bike, one Gova, a bike ride for those of you that are unfamiliar. He was trying to help me understand how a letter could represent a number. The guy was teaching algebraic concepts to a 10-year-old on a tandem bicycle in rural Ohio. Again, who does that? He did, and I am forever grateful. Not because I can solve for X, but because I see his perspective. He would happily approach any challenge as an opportunity to succeed, not fail, as an opportunity to learn. And I hope he knows that he passed that mentality on to his kids. I keep thinking this is unfair. It's unfair that my father was taken away from me 26 years into my life. Most people expect to bury their parents, but not now. age. But then it's also unfair for Lauren and me to have had such a great father for as long as we did. We won the lottery. 5 stars, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up. However you want to say it, my dad was the best father I could have asked for. Maybe, in a way, that's unfair too. There's never really a good time to die, but there's definitely a better time than this. I have no remorse for our time together. His last words to me were, "Aaron, I love you. I just wish I could have had more time." He would joke to my sister and me about how many diapers he had to change, and he promised he would pay us back, saying, "You guys will be changing my dirty diapers one day." I so wish he could have kept that promise. My sister showed me a quote recently from the novelist Tom Robbins. The quote was meant for me, but I know my father would appreciate it. Curiosity, especially intellectual inquisitiveness, is what separates the truly alive from those who are merely going through the motions. My father was truly alive. We used to go on winter hikes, a tradition that many of you may do. But our hikes were poetic in a very literal sense. We would spend the time walking through his favorite poems, line by line, until they were committed to memory. As I attempt to discover how to begin life without him bodily, I will hold on to one of his favorites, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. I would like to end with his recitation. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. My father had miles to go before passing away on the darkest evening of the year, the winter solstice. I want to thank him for showing me how lovely, dark, and deep these woods can be while he was alive. Thank you, Dad.